The U.S. Department of Justice's long-awaited release of millions of pages related to Jeffrey Epstein has turned into a major embarrassment due to significant redaction failures, leading to the swift removal of thousands of documents after survivors' names, identifying details, and even nude photos were exposed. On January 30, 2026, the DOJ released over 3 million additional files, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images, as part of compliance with the Epstein Files Transparency Act passed in November 2025. Deputy U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche described it as the full disclosure required by law, with assurances that victim information had been redacted. The department had assigned over 500 lawyers and reviewers to manually check documents page by page and use electronic searches to protect privacy to the maximum extent practicable, as stated by U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi and U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton shortly before the release. However, within hours, lawyers representing dozens of Epstein's alleged victims identified serious problems. Despite the promises and resources dedicated to the effort, numerous documents contained unredacted or improperly obscured victim-identifying information. This included names or partial names such as first name and last initial, birth dates, schools, email addresses, and other personal details. In some cases, nude photos of young women, some believed to be teenagers, were published without adequate protection. The DOJ later acknowledged that about 0.1% of the released pages, equating to more than 3,000 pages, contained such unredacted material, prompting the immediate takedown of thousands of files for correction. CBC News highlighted specific examples of the lapses. One removed document was a 2007 transcript from an FBI agent's testimony in Operation Leap Year, the agency's Epstein investigation, which left unredacted an underage victim's first name and last initial, date of birth, high school, and details about her being recruited for massages that escalated to sexual abuse, including Epstein gifting her a vibrator for her 18th birthday. In another instance, the first name of a prison guard at the Manhattan jail where Epstein died in 2019 was left visible, allowing identification when combined with other context. Reviewers also inconsistently redacted a young woman's personal email address, blacked out in some places but exposed in others, despite her parents' friendship with Epstein. Victim advocates and lawyers described the errors as preventable and inexcusable. Attorneys Brittany Henderson and Brad Edwards, representing survivors, called it the single most egregious violation of victim privacy in one day in United States history. They argued in a court letter that the DOJ was incapable or unwilling to perform basic safeguards, such as a simple name search to identify and redact known victim information across files. They wrote, "There is no conceivable degree of institutional incompetence sufficient to explain the scale, consistency, and persistence of the failures. Simply type in a victim name to the search bar, and if there are any results then apply redactions before publishing." Survivors expressed profound distress. One woman, referred to as Jane Doe 5, stated through her representatives, "I have never come forward. I am now being harassed by the media and others. This is devastating to my life." In a joint statement, survivors condemned the exposure, saying they were being named, scrutinized, and re-traumatized while Epstein's enablers continued to benefit from secrecy. They vowed, "This is not over. We will not stop until the truth is fully revealed and every perpetrator is finally held accountable." The files also contained unsubstantiated and sensational claims, including salacious allegations against U.S. President Donald Trump and former President Bill Clinton, such as sex with underage teens, which the DOJ noted were untrue and never corroborated by investigators. Some critics, including California Governor Gavin Newsom on X, questioned broader transparency issues. Botched redactions. Victims left unprotected. Millions of files missing. What are they hiding? The incident has renewed scrutiny of the DOJ's handling of sensitive Epstein materials, which stem from years of investigations into the late financier's sex trafficking network. While the release was meant to fulfill public demands for accountability, the redaction debacle has instead highlighted systemic shortcomings, re-traumatized victims, and fueled distrust in the process. The department has stated it is working to fix the issues and republish properly redacted versions, but the damage from the initial errors may have lasting repercussions for victim privacy and the pursuit of justice in the Epstein case.